Let us now find out who will be this year's Wellington icon. To tell us more, I'm joined by the Dominion Post General Manager, Gerard Watt.
Distinguished guests, our host sponsor, Vicky Traddle, Mayors and Deputy Mayors, Members of Parliament, sponsors, finalists, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. For the past 7 years, we have taken this opportunity to honour someone who has made an outstanding contribution to Wellington over many years. Ladies and gentlemen, the business leader we honour tonight is the Dominion Post tribute to a Wellington icon for 2012 is Jenny Morel.
Jenny Morel is an active, intelligent and highly principled entrepreneur and venture capitalist. She's invested in technology and Kiwi ingenuity to help build bigger and better local businesses. Number 8 Ventures, the fund that Jenny leads, is involved with an exciting range of businesses. If you're a fan of the Jetsons, then you'll know what a jetpack is. The Martin Aircraft Company, based in Christchurch, developed the Martin Jetpack. This project began back in 1981 in Glenn Martin's garage. Last year, the jetpack flew to 5,000 feet. The Martin Jetpack was picked by Time magazine as one of the world's best 50 inventions of 2010.
Of course, jetpacks, that was really another one of our requirements for 50 greatest inventions. There had to be a jetpack.
Another of the stars of Number 8 Ventures is Open Cloud. Based in Wellington, Open Cloud manufactures software products for telecommunications companies. Its innovative products enable rapid deployment of new services and billing systems. Open Cloud has its headquarters in the United Kingdom, but the development team of 30 very smart engineers remains in Wellington. SurveyLab, another Wellington company, produces the Ike GPS. This unique device delivers fast, safe and accurate data capture of distant targets.
The Ike 1000 product family, we delivered the first platform for fast, safe and verifiable data capture of distant targets.
Most of SurveyLab's business is in the United States, but SurveyLab's 30 staff are based just minutes away in Adelaide Road. Jenny was the only person approached to fund Rex Bionics, the developer of the Rex robotic exoskeleton. This robotic walking device enables a person with a mobility impairment to stand up and walk. Rex Bionics figured that if Jenny was crazy enough to fund a jetpack, then maybe she'd like to help develop this robot as well.
Inventors in New Zealand have come up with what they say is a unique device which allows paraplegics to walk again. The first pair of the new bionic legs have been given fresh hope to Hayden Allen. He'd been resigned to life in a wheelchair after being told he'd never walk again following a motorcycle accident.
Like the Martin Jetpack, Rex Bionics was also founded in a garage, but is now based in Auckland and the United States.
Morgo is an annual get-together for the people building high-growth companies out of New Zealand.
This year celebrates the 10th year of Morgo. Founded by Jenny, Morgo is a get-together for people building high-growth New Zealand businesses. Morgo attracts speakers from New Zealand and overseas, but more importantly, it gets leading New Zealand entrepreneurs talking together about the latest technological innovations and how best to lead their companies forward. With such an interesting range of business interests, Jenny Morel has demonstrated that being involved in making businesses successful is not only highly stimulating and financially rewarding, but also great fun.
This is quite wonderful to be here tonight. Every year the Gold Awards approach me and ask if we'll enter the Gold Awards. And every year I say, no, we're not successful yet, but why don't you talk to these people or these people? And we, send them to other companies. And this year they came back to me. So that's wonderful, because it's particularly wonderful to be, I guess, recognised for the work we're doing, and it's still work in progress. And I'd like to thank all the people who've put on this great event tonight, and in particular the Dominion Post, who've selected me for this honour. People often ask me how I got into venture capital, and as Gerard mentioned, I had a background in investment banking and company directorships. What I did was I decided that it was time to start a business where we could make something a little bit bigger than selling my hours, I guess. And the only thing I knew about was investment banking. So we started a little investment bank called Morel & Co. to work with technology companies. And that was just so exciting. We were just blown away by the companies we came across who were building fantastic businesses from New Zealand. We come across companies doing 20 or 30 million turnover that we hadn't heard of before. And we also came across these amazing small companies doing really interesting things that needed capital to get going. You really can't go to the world with a 10-person company. You need some more money to get that team up and go global. In addition to the money, these companies needed some help building their teams, doing big deals, and then there'd be further rounds of funding as they grew. And any investor in these companies really should have a portfolio because, love each one as you might, they're not all going to succeed. And also need an active manager to look after these business interests. And so there you have Number 8 Ventures was born. We have had plenty of failures along the way. And I remember Richard Taylor at Weta saying that they've become very good at failing fast at Weta. And I think we could get a bit faster at failing. But you do need to have, some failures are part of the game. And I'm delighted to say that we now have some really wonderful companies that you've just been hearing about in the video tonight. Being a venture capitalist is hard work. Making the investments is the easy part. It's quite fun. But the real business is about building companies, and that takes many years. The biggest motivation for me in keeping going and building these companies is that this is how we build a great future for New Zealand. These exciting companies will create interesting, high-value jobs and wealth for New Zealand. And I'd like us all to be engaged in building a great New Zealand that our children choose to live in, and building great innovative companies is a very important part of that. My Morgo conference is also about this. Building a company from New Zealand can be a lonely business. The companies are generally oriented offshore, and the CEO will spend a lot of time travelling. We found that most of these entrepreneurs hadn't met each other. And so at Morgo, we bring them together to talk to each other and for an annual recharge and get them re-excited about building great businesses from New Zealand. It's great to see some Morgo companies in the room tonight, such as Green Button, and we'd like to see all the aspirational Wellington companies, joining us at Morgo in the future. Finally, I'd like to say a huge thank you to my husband, Alan Ballard, who's put up with an awful lot over the years. He's tolerated my travel schedule, the stress I bring home. He's always shared the home tasks and raising the children, and generally has been extremely supportive. Alan once said that he had met lots of people who wanted to start a small business, but that Jenny wanted to start a large business. Actually, I want to start a number of large businesses, or help other people to grow a number of large businesses. That's work in progress, and I invite all of you to join with me in building great businesses from New Zealand. Thank you.